Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to Celtic Legacy Wrestling. I am the Bard, the keeper of scrolls and teller of tales. Today I have the honor of presenting to you CLW episode 41. On this episode, you're going to see Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus, Gallus versus The Draw, Gunther versus Ilja Dragunov with Ludwig Kaiser as the guest referee. Alissa will be taking on Paige. We're going to hear from Doyle. And in the main event, we're going to find out more members of the Bloodline teams going into Celtic Frenzy. Now let's get to the action. Welcome to CLW episode 41. Our opening contest is Paige versus Alissa. This is a non-title match. What is on the line is if Alissa wins, she'll be added to the CLW Women's Championship match at Celtic Frenzy. We already know that match is going to be Paige defending against Nightshade, as Nightshade won the Edinburgh Rumble. However, a couple of episodes ago, Alissa got a win over Nightshade, and on the last episode, Alissa came out and said since she beat the number one contender, she should be in line for a championship match. Paige then came out and told Alissa that if she could beat her in a one-on-one contest, then she would allow Alissa to be added to the championship match at Celtic Frenzy, making it a triple threat match. You gotta believe that Nightshade doesn't want that, and I'm sure Paige doesn't actually want it either. It was actually very brave of her to issue that challenge. Paige in control of the match right now. On the top rope, setting Alissa up. Cross body. Alissa is in trouble. Crawling up into the corner and able to get out of the way of that splash by Paige. Neck breaker. Alissa making a comeback. Elbow to the forehead. Paige sent to the outside. Alissa going out after her. Paige, however, catching Alissa. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors. Driving her into the floor. Now the ring post. Now sending her into the stairs. She's just giving Alissa a tour of ringside. Paige going to the top. Moonsault from the top rope to the floor. Alissa fighting back. He knows what's on the line in this match. Stomping Paige's leg. Alissa back in the ring, taking a breather after the abuse she's been taking. Little back and forth through the ropes. Paige now still in control. Super kick by Paige. Now setting up a submission. Can she make Alissa tap? She's releasing the hold. We have yet to see her do anything with that hold. Every time she puts it on, she releases it. Paige now to the top. Went for a Meteora, but Alissa sidestepped her. This gives Alissa the chance to make a comeback here. Setting in a submission. Can she make Paige tap? Letting Paige out. Still taking it to her, going for a pin here. 2 count. Paige now making a comeback. Now has the upper hand on Alissa. Another pin attempt. 2 count. Alissa reversing Paige. The reverse DDT. Alissa setting up for a submission. Paige gonna tap. Alissa releases the hold, going for a pin instead. Alissa has won. Now we have Gunther versus Ilja Dragunov. Special guest referee Ludwig Kaiser. Imperium has been having issues for weeks now. Can be traced back to the Edinburgh Rumble when Ilja eliminated Gunther from the Rumble. Cracks started to form at that point. And Ilja and Ludwig have been having words in their tag matches. Thus far, Kaiser calling the match down the middle. Is he going to favor his leader, the ring general, or his partner, Ilja? Ilja trying to make Gunther submit, but Gunther's out of it. Back and forth between Ilja and Gunther. Ring general is a former CLW champion. Rope break. Ilja from the top rope to the floor. No count by Ludwig. Just letting them go at it. Gunther now in control of Ilja. Gunther with a pin. Seemed like a fair count by Kaiser. Gunther continuing control over the match. Ilja's up though, stalking Gunther. Back and forth. Reversal after reversal. Kick from Ilja, who's setting Gunther up. Gunther reverses Ilja. Looks like Gunther's power bomb. Rope break though. Gunther seemed a little frustrated with that call by Ludwig. Another rope break. Dragunov with a pin attempt. So far, Kaiser doesn't necessarily seem to be favoring either one of these competitors. Dragunov setting up an H-bomb. 2. Gunther able to kick out. May have been a little slower count than usual. Two. Another kick out. Ilja back to the top rope. Taunting Gunther. Gunther sidesteps him. Gunther giving up on that submission attempt, setting Ilja up in the corner. Knee. Pin attempt by Gunther. 2 count. Gunther just gave Ludwig a dirty look, like he should have finished that count. Submission here, locked in. Ilja taps out. Tag team action. The draw, Sammy D and J versus Gallus. Wolfgang and Mark Coffey with Joe Coffey in their corner. Jay in control of Wolfgang. Double team by the draw. Wolfgang busted open on that. Sammy D in control of Wolfgang. Dropping him on the hardest part of the ring, the apron. Wolfgang trying to come back on Sammy here, stomping him into the floor. Ref trying to get Wolfgang back. Looks like Wolfgang just hit the referee. Not sure why that wouldn't have been a disqualification. Mark Coffey tagged in as a double team by Gallus. Good neck breaker. Two count. Looks like a double tackle. Sammy D able to tag. I'm not sure what Wolfgang was thinking there. Top rope. Spanish fly from the top rope. Joe Coffey just threw a sledgehammer in the ring. An attempt by Sammy. Only a 1 count. Sammy taking it to everybody in the corner. Has Mark Coffey in trouble. Back and forth. Sammy fighting out of the corner. Butterfly suplex taking him down. Joe Coffey now causing a distraction. Mark Coffey trying to get a tag. Sammy intercepts him though. Mark is in trouble. Wolfgang making the save. Mark trying to come back. Jay fighting out of the corner. Looks like Mark might have avoided a possible double team. Two count. Jay sent into Gallus' corner. Double team by Gallus. Wolfgang going for a pin. Mark and Sammy D fighting on the outside. Jay and Wolfgang on the inside. Things breaking down. Back and forth between Jay and Wolfgang. Sammy tossed into the ring. Mark Coffey calling for a tag and gets it. Big power bomb by Mark Coffey. Now he's deciding to pose instead of staying on Jay. Misses with that elbow from the second rope. Double team by the draw. Wolfgang making the save. Double team by the draw. Mark Coffey's in trouble. Jay to the second rope. Misses with that drop kick. Another pin attempt, this time with his feet on the ropes. But the ref caught him. Sammy saving Jay. Double team by Gallus again. Neck breaker. Pin attempt. Gallus wins. Looks like we're going to hear from Finn Balor. Finn will be facing Doyle at Celtic Frenzy for the Slancha Championship.
And he's ready to erupt.
Finn says he and Doyle have been exchanging pleasantries the past couple of episodes. Doyle making his way out. Doyle says, I respect you, Finn, and it seems like you may respect me. But I think our match at Celtic Frenzy needs something extra. Finn says, you might be right. Since you already look like you're dead, Doyle says, you want a casket match? You're on. It's going to be Finn versus Doyle in a casket match at Celtic Frenzy. We now have Drew McIntyre versus Sheamus. These two have past history. They had a falling out a long time ago with a battle that culminated in a 3 stages of hell match that Drew won. Sheamus has his Irish Aces partner JD McDonough in his corner, and Drew has Kathy Kelly in his corner. Could this be reigniting the feud between the two of them? Both of these guys would like nothing more than a shot at the CLW champion. Currently, CM Punk, who has his own issues going on in Celtic Frenzy with Jacob Fatu and that Bloodline Rules match. JD just threw a chair into the ring. One count. Drew been controlling the match thus far. It's stalling suplex. Drew to the top rope. Clothesline from the top. JD up on the apron, removing the turnbuckle pad. Sheamus just busted open by that kick. Looks like Drew is setting up for a Claymore. Claymore. Going for a pin. Drew wins. Time for our main event. We find out 2 more members of that Bloodline Rules match at Celtic Frenzy. CM Punk out here with AJ Lee, and Jacob Fatu is presenting Nia Jax. We now know Jacob's team is Yokozuna, Umaga, Nia Jax, and next week we'll find out the final member. CM Punk's team thus far is Bret the Hitman Hart, Rowdy Roddy Piper, AJ Lee, and we'll find out his final member of his team next week as well. Nia in control of AJ. AJ reverses. Thus far, Jacob's team is at the size advantage with Yokozuna, Nia, and Umaga. CM Punk now distracting Nia, allowing AJ to get back into the ring. She attacks Nia, who just brushes that off. She slips behind Nia. The inverted DDT. Nia, though, still able to come back from that. Nia's just been showing her strength of dominating AJ. AJ counters, though. Last episode, Jacob's team of Yokozuna and Umaga easily defeated Piper and Hart. Hart did not even get tagged into the ring, as Piper was annihilated mostly by Yokozuna. Now Nia is controlling AJ. Setting AJ up here, looking to make her tap, but AJ slips out of that. Again, not able to take down Nia. AJ fighting back, still trying to take Nia down, unable to. Nia now, as AJ fights back again. AJ is not giving up. He's finally taken Nia down and gets a 2 count. AJ may have a chance here. Fatu throwing a sledgehammer in there. He must be getting desperate. Nia using her size to take AJ down again. AJ just crumbling to the mat. A leg drop. Pin attempt by Nia. 1 count. Nia setting AJ up. AJ reversing with some kicks. Shining Wizard. Nia's down. 2 count. AJ showing her fighting spirit, holding her own against Nia, who she's not been able to get a real advantage on yet, as these two trading blows. Back and forth. Who's gonna get control? Now it's really breaking down. It is beating the crap out of each other. He takes Nia down again. She's now setting her up. Another Shining Wizard. Jacob tried to grab AJ. AJ has defeated Nia. CM Punk has brought in AJ Lee, and Jacob Fatu has called in Nia Jax for his Bloodline team. Alissa will be added to the CLW Women's Championship match at Celtic Frenzy, making that a triple threat with Paige and Nightshade. Doyle will be challenging Finn Balor for the Slasher Championship in a casket match at Celtic Frenzy. You're not going to want to miss the stories yet to be told. So unless you're the Village Idiot, you should like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.